Hello friends, Lowe's Back Pages here. I hope you're well. I want to welcome a bunch of you that have recently joined the fray here with us on our small slice of the card collecting community here in my little corner of YouTube. I'm very grateful that you're here. No matter how you found your way here, I am extremely happy that you are here. I encourage you to go ahead and take a look at my past episodes. I've covered a lot of different topics over the years. We'll continue to cover topics going forward. That's the plan. I do encourage you to leave comments below and any questions you may have as well. I try to be as interactive as I can with you guys. So, as you can see by the title of tonight's episode, let's talk about POP reports, population reports. Now here on the channel, we don't really get into the economics or investing aspect of sports cards because, my philosophy is that collecting is a marathon. It's a lifelong journey and enjoyment. So, and again, there's no wrong way to be involved in the hobby. If you want to buy and sell and flip, that's fine by me. It's not my bag, but I know I have a lot of friends that do it. So, absolutely nothing wrong with it. I hold no grudges against anyone that, however they may participate in the hobby. I am just glad they are participating in the hobby. So obviously this past year, 2020, we saw a lot of changes. If you've been here, meaning in the hobby, for a significant amount of time, you've seen how much things have changed. If you returned even 2 years ago, you see how much of it has changed. If you returned a year ago, you probably haven't noticed how much it's changed, and some of you might even consider what's going on now to be the norm. And quite frankly, it might be the new norm. We're going to find out. A lot of people say, oh, well, the bubble's going to burst. Well, yeah, it is. But the key is when. Next year, next week, next month, 10 years, 37 years from now. Nobody knows. Nothing continues to go quote-unquote up in price forever. That's a given in any hobby or business even, really. So I'll just put out a couple cards here. A couple popular cards. The Michael Jordan Fleer rookie. Well, rookie card. That's a whole nother debate. Here's the Ricky Henderson rookie. I picked these two on purpose because we're going to go over the population report, and then depending on how long I ramble on, I want to I have a little bit of a gripe with tops that I'll probably go on about after I go ahead and discuss this topic. So the pop report, and we're talking about PSA. BGS has their own, and SGC has their own. Not really going to speak on those other two companies tonight. Nothing wrong with them, but I prefer PSA. So, the population report is something that a lot of people are way too focused on. For a variety of reasons. Well, that's a low pop. No one, that's going to go up in value because it's a low pop. Well, it may be a low pop because nobody cares. If you grade a common from 2017 and it comes back at 10, who cares? For the most part. And then there's a lot of people that try to use the popular, it's, very low pop, buy now, invest, yada, yada, yada. But then you have you have the other end of the spectrum that people, oh, the pop report's too high. There's too many of those. You know, like Luka's Prism rookie. Oh, there's 15,000 of them. That's garbage. There's way too many. You know, is it really? I mean, we have a small community here on my channel, and if you don't have a Luka and you like basketball, I'm sure you'd like one, right? So, you know, is 15,000 really quote unquote a lot? You know, we'll swing back to baseball. That, you know, the Mike Trout 2011 Topps update. I think I didn't look it up. I should have, but the population report on the PSA 10 is like maybe 5,500, somewhere around there. Is that a lot? Sounds like a lot. But, you know, if you're listening to my voice, and you don't have one, would you like one? All things being equal, of course you would. So to say 5,500 is a lot, that's hogwash. It's not a lot. And that doesn't even take into account the fact that, you know, there are people that have multiples. So it's not like 5,500 different people have one. There's, you know, that it's just the way it is. So when you see people say, oh, low pop, or oh, that pop's too high, that's garbage. You know, to you it might not be. To them it may be, but to you it might not be. That's something to keep in mind. So I actually wrote this out, so I'm going to show it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Here are the, as of tonight, the population reports on these two cards, the Ricky and the Jordan. So there you see on the top is the 129 PSA 1s, 303 PSA 3s, 975 PSA 5s, you know, 3,335 7s, 7,712 8s, 2,758 9s, and 317 10s. And then Ricky, you know, you just skip ahead. Thousands, you can read it. I mean, I don't have to read them all, but there's a point to this, believe me. 2,300 6s, 1,869 8s, 2,004 9s, 24 10s. So that light is pretty bright. Apologize about that reflection there, or glare. But so that sounds like, you know, that sounds like a lot of 9s, right? Sounds like a lot of 9s and not a lot of 10s. Now, I will say that this Ricky is a PSA 9. I've had this Ricky for six going on 16 years now. I've owned this card. And I bought this card when it was $150. It's not $150 now. I'm not sure how much it is now. I'm going to talk about that a little later as well. But I want to stay on target here. So, back when this was a $150 card in a 9, and a 10 at the time was about a $10,000 card. Okay? Now this Jordan is a 5. I like to leave them covered because you should focus on the card. We can get into the semantics of buying raw versus buying graded another time. I prefer to buy graded, especially in the internet age. I've gone over that many times. Why? So there's 975, but for argument's sake, let's say that was a 9 too, because it's centered like a 9. So there's 2,758 9s. It's 317 10s. If you follow basketball, you realize that these now are trading in the $200,000 area. Let that sink in. I know it's beyond me. You know, 4 or 5 years ago they were 30 grand. But that's a whole nother topic of discussion. But So 2,758, 310, 9 verse 10. 2004, 24, 9 verse 10. Now, here's the point. Back in the day, when this was when this and a 10 was 30,000, a 9 was about 3,000. Okay. So let's say you bought this Ricky. You love this Ricky. You bought it as a PSA 9. It came in, you love it. You look it over, oh man, it looks great. It looks so awesome. Why is this $150 and a 10 is $10,000? I don't know. Oh, Pop Report, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Again, let me take this. It looks awesome. Let me crack it out and let me resubmit it. Worst case scenario, it comes back at 9. So I'm out the 15 at the time, the $15 grading fee. And I still have a 9. But if it comes back at 10, boom, payday. Same thing with Jordan. Buy amazing looking 9 for $3,000. You roll the dice. Back then you could roll the dice for $15, $25. If it came back at 10, boom, $30,000. Now, to roll a dice on a 9, to try to get a 10, you're looking at probably $2,500 just to roll the dice. That's a whole nother topic. But what I'm getting at here is that these numbers are not accurate. There are not 2004 PSA 9 Ricky Hendersons. Because someone will say, oh, there's so many PSA 9, which is overvalued what it's trading for. But in real life, there are not. Because when I take this and I snap it out and I submit it, I just throw the flip away or I keep it. So the card gets graded again. The population report number goes up by 1. So this is not accurate, especially for Ricky, when the price differential, I don't even know what 10s go for this now, but there's so few of them. So these numbers are not accurate. I would venture to say is probably half that many, if not less. Same for the Jordan. If you have a 9 that looks amazing, back now it's too expensive. Well, it depends. That's all relative. But back then, why wouldn't you just crack it out and submit it and try again? And again, you want to, grading is a scam. You should have done blah, 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 blah. I get all that. That's a whole nother ball of wax. You want to get into the morality and the semantics and all that stuff. That's not what I'm getting at here. So I just wanted to get that out there to you guys. It's something I've always been thinking about. I'm seeing a lot of, especially now with the Jordan. The Jordan rookie has had an incredible run up the last 5 months. And I see a lot of people say, oh, the pop on the 9 is so high. Well, I really, really, really don't believe that, it's 2,758. It's probably half that. Just because and again, like, oh, this is a 9. Oh, let me submit this. Oh, it came back at 9. Well, you know what? Give it 6 months. I'm going to try again. Because it'll just keep coming back at 9. But hey, maybe one day you submit it, the grader's sees it differently. They like to joke, oh, he got some last night, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I got the grader of death, grader from hell, blah, blah. Listen, we're talking about humans doing grading. But we're also talking about living in the internet world, where these are the perfect vessel to get it from point A to point B with an assigned grade. Now, we're not always I have cards that I feel are overgraded. I have cards that I feel are undergraded. I have cards that I feel are graded properly. We all play the game. That's not really any news to anyone listening to the sound of my voice right now. Okay. So, Topps. I'm going to show you a product that I picked up. I've talked about this before. Topps On Demand. Available at Topps.com. There you can see on the bottom, Topps. Copyright 2020, the Topps Company Incorporated, all rights reserved. Topps is a registered trademark of the Topps Company Incorporated. You'll see here, nothing. Here, nothing. Here, nothing. Here, nothing. So all I know what this is it says Topps On Demand, and it's from 2020. Because they've done it in 19, they did it in 18. They're going to do it in 21. Now, I know what this is because I bought it from Topps. And I have the invoice. Now, my issue is, as someone who, and you know, I've discussed this on social media and kind of went over, some people, one guy was adamant, someone I don't even know was adamant about that I was wrong. I collect unopened. I feel no shame in that. Nor should you. You should not feel any shame in any way you collect. I enjoy unopened product. Why? Oh, because it's always the possibility of what could be inside. You never know what could be inside. And once, short of bad actors that reseal stuff, once it's open, it's done forever. There's one less open. I don't care what it is, if it's, Prism or whatever it is. In theory, there'll always be, well, not these guys for the most part, but in theory, especially modern stuff, in theory, there's always going to be more 10s made, more graded copies being sent in to get graded. But every time someone opens a box or a pack or a case, a sealed case, that's gone. They're not going to have another one. And again, not talking about the bad actors who reseal stuff. Talking the straight and narrow. So I know what this is, and and again, so if I were to go to sell this, this month, next month, 10 years from now, whenever it is, it's my invoice. I could, post this on eBay with a scan of the invoice, but who's to say that what's in here is in what's on the invoice? Because my word, because I say so. I'm just some random dude. This is on Topps. This wasn't cheap. This was $20. I don't understand. They could put some kind of, ideally they could make a new packaging for every release. I mean, there's this is a Star Wars 3D pack. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen. I'm going to open it. Go ahead. Why not? Because I can't. I in good faith, I can't. How would I be able to flip this to someone? And I'm sure someone say, "Yeah, Eric, I'd take that," but you know what I mean. It's a generic packaging. So we're gonna get a pack opening here for 2021. And again, it's legit. It's got the Topps. I don't know if you can make it out there. It's got the Topps logo on the cellophane, and that's fine. And it's probably got it's got a pack in here. And the pack itself has nothing on it. It has nothing on it. Nothing. And they're just saving money by doing that. I mean, there's nothing. There's a little styrofoam thing in here like you see in all the Topps Now product. But again, alright, so I put this, it could be a Panini pack. I mean, it's got some heft to it because it's 3D cards, which are going to show up well on this video because the lenticular cards do not do well on the internet visually. I mean, these are some of the best looking cards that Topps makes, if I'm being completely honest. but you're not gonna you can see the back card. I have my eyes closed, so let's see. All right, so we got Rose, and again, these are fantastic cards, but it's the internet, so you're not gonna oh, and we can get on talks about they 1977 Star Wars. This is 1980s. This is Empire Strikes Back design. Everybody knows that. All right, let's see who else we got. Naboob. All right, again, this is it's not going to show up on the camera. There's Finn. Wow, the depth is incredible on these. The centering is terrible. Look at the centering on that. Oof. IG-88 over the prototype from Mandalorian. Oh, there we go. Oh, Django. There's Django. Darth Sidious. And the card that you guys saw. Oh, what's her name? L337 from Rogue One. Alright, well, that was a dud pack. But again, I mean, the centering is terrible on these. Grogu's in here. All the main characters. It's a 100 card set. So it's a tough break. If you're collecting any of these characters, go ahead and just, obviously, you can go on eBay and see, oh, I've got Star Wars 3D packs here. Well, prove it. You can't prove it, because nothing indicates what's inside. That's something that Topps needs to change, because there is the unopened collecting community. So there's my little rant. Sorry about that, but I hope you learned something tonight. I hope you remember that you matter. I want you to keep collecting. I want you to share your knowledge. I want you to keep learning. Every day, learn something new about the hobby. And then share that with someone else.